Hey guys, and welcome to PJ's Coin Capers. So I think it was a couple of weeks ago I put out a video, the basics of noodling, and I invited you guys to put down some comments and questions, and my aim was to then come back and hopefully answer some of those questions. So that's what this video is. We'll call it the basics of noodling part 2. But yeah, let's go through a few things, and there are a number of good questions asked, and there's a few other things that have come up and popped up over the past couple of weeks. Questions that I want to try and answer as well in this particular episode. So we'll get through these coins here at the start here. One of the questions was relating to the rolls and the number of dollars per roll, or coins per roll, or even in the bags. Okay, so I thought we'd just quickly go through that because this is a $2 roll. Now this one here has got $50 written on it, so these ones are fairly helpful in that regard, and most bags should have the value of the coins that are in there. So in this case we've got $2 coins and there's $50 worth in there. With the $1 rolls, there is $20 worth of coins in there. Therefore, there's 20 coins, and that's the same in the bags. Okay, the 50-cent rolls, depending on where you get them from, this is an Armor Guard roll. There are 20 coins in here, and that is $10 worth. 20 cent is $4 worth of coins in the 20-cent rolls. Same with the 10-cent rolls, there is 40 coins and $4 worth. And then the 5-cent, there is just $2 worth, okay? So that answers the first question. And I'll just sort of work my way through and try and answer as many questions as I can through the time that we have. So another one of the questions was relating to these bags, and I've done a video recently with bagged coins, and you'll see here that these ones here actually came from the Royal Australian Mint, and they are bagged that way. And I did a video on the 2019 coins, so I've just grabbed a couple of coins just to show you now. They're in these bags. They're not always in bags that are like this. Sometimes they're a little bit clouded, but often they are still from the Royal Australian Mint. Okay, so how do I get these bags? So each year, the Royal Australian Mint produce coins that are for collectors. Okay, so while these ones could potentially go into circulation as well, they keep aside bags like this, which has the same amount of coins in here as a roll. So there's both $4 worth of coins in this bag as well as in the roll. So, and in this case, they bring out these 5-coin bags as well. More so with the $2 coins, but occasionally they also do the $1 coins in a bag of 10 as well. So it's good to keep up to date with what the Royal Australian Mint are doing, and you can jump on their website and you can sign up for their newsletter, and they often email about certain things that are coming out. If you're on Facebook, follow them on Facebook. They do make special announcements relating to sales and those kind of things. But getting back to the bags, the Royal Australian Mint have a swap day, okay, and they travel this around the country. And if you're lucky, depending on where you are, they possibly come through your sort of main city possibly twice a year, and then they do go out into the outer-lying rural cities as well. So if you're lucky enough to live anywhere near some of those larger rural cities, the Royal Australian Mint will visit. So what do? So they set up like a little pop-up shop, okay? And while they are there, people line up and you can swap cash for coins, okay? So in this case, you might have, they sometimes limit the number of bags you can actually take. But in this case, when I picked up these particular ones, they were running low and I was only able to get one set per person. I did bring my son along, so I was able to get 2 sets, which is great because then you've got the ability to sell a bag if you want to and keep a bag. So try and go along with more than one person if you can. So essentially I swapped $4 for this bag. Now the great thing about that is we don't know whether this bag is going to be worth $40 in a year's time or whether it's still going to be worth $4 in a year's time, because we don't know what the mintage is. So it's best to try and get as many of these bags as you can. It doesn't cost you anything more than the fact you're holding money, okay? So it's not costing you more than you've outlaid. You can always return them to the bank and get your money back, okay? So and realistically, I don't think I've ever seen a bag from the Royal Australian Mint that would have sold at face value. They're always going to be worth more than what you put in. So certainly well worth getting those. So hopefully I've covered that. So keep a lookout from the Royal Australian Mint and check out their swap days that they run throughout the country. So another question, I did print out a bit of a list here, so I'm just going to quickly scan through. Another question was, do you invest in gold or silver bars as well? I don't. That's only because I don't know enough about it, and it's something I need to learn about. I probably be more likely to grab some silver and say the silver rounds and those kind of things. Silver's a difficult one. Its value as a per ounce versus what you would buy it for in a coin is always going to be higher than the value of the silver, and usually those things don't go up in value any further than the actual spot price of silver. So basically the price that people are willing to buy it from you. So I know the price of silver has moved over recent times, and gold is certainly moving. I don't even own a gold coin, but that's something I'm going to change at some time soon, which I really hope to do, because I'd love to have a gold coin, but I don't at this time. So I've focused on noodling and finding coins that I've been able to find in circulation, and that's how I've predominantly built up my collection. So I do like to buy coins from time to time, and yes, some of them are silver, but I'm buying them because I like the coin, not because of their silver content. But I know that there are many channels, especially US related channels, that stack silver, and I do love silver and I would like to hold some more. I just need to find it at the right price, and I like putting my money back into being able to find more coins that I like to hold on to and keep. So generally I will put my money back into being able to keep going down the bank and get more rolls of coins. So that's generally what I do. So another question was, how do I protect my coins and notes? So I'm pretty sure you've seen these guys before. These are the 2x2 holders, and they come in different sizes, okay? So there are, depending on the coin, you can get different sized holes, okay? So there are sizes for 50-cent coins, 20-cent coins, 10-cent coins, different sizes for different coins, and they fit in there quite well. So always have a look at what the millimeter is of the coin, and you'll be able to find these kind of things to buy. You can buy them in many ways. A lot of coin dealers will certainly be selling them. These ones here are made for staples, so you would staple, say, the corners, and there are another kind which has a sticky sort of glue which you can just push together and hopefully they don't come apart. But these ones are cheaper, so I tend to use those, and staples aren't expensive, so I just use those guys. Capsules, once again, there are different sized capsules, and these things separate, and you can place a coin in a protected hard case. So yeah, once again, there are different sizes and those kind of things. So they're the same size. What have we got here? yeah, there's a larger one and a smaller one, and there's, yeah, for every coin basically. I think there should be a coin capsule. Notes. There are different ways to keep them. There are folders and those kind of things that you can buy. You can grab things like this, where they've just got like a plastic sort of cover and a bit of card at the back, and you can slip your note in there, and that keeps it nicely protected away from dust. And I like to store my notes that I want to keep. It's a great time of the year to try and get these little boxes around Christmas time, and these ones here, I think, around $3 each or something like that. So they're just little Christmas boxes, but I just stack up notes that I want to keep for the future. There's quite a few notes in there, and these things are nice and dark, so no sunlight's going to get to them, and they're not going to fade or anything like that. And it's sized fairly well for a note. So yeah, I might keep some uncirculated ones in one and some circulated notes in another. But look, yeah, have a look around, see what you can find. And there are certainly some good folders out there to be able to keep your notes in as well as your coins. Good coin folders and slips and those kind of things. So yeah, make yourself available to looking out for those kind of things, whether it be eBay or through other Facebook groups, other coin dealers, your local coin shop. There is many options. Another thing I didn't mention in my noodling video is this is a bit of an essential tool. And this is a little scale, and these are very cheap. You can pick these up on eBay very cheap, and I'm sure the coin dealers will also have these. It's basically just a little jewellery scale as such, and it will measure the points of a gram, which is what you really want, because these coins that you want to weigh. Now, I did have a couple of coins here. I'll grab them just to show you something of an example of why I would use this particular scale. So here we've got a couple of 5-cent pieces. They're roughly the same age, so that's why I've grabbed these two here. This coin here is fairly worn down. You see it's got no sort of details on the rim, and probably looks a little bit thinner. So what I do is, just to see what's sort of going on, there are coins that you'll want to know the weight, because you want to know, it's a good way of sort of seeing whether something has incurred post-mint damage. So in this case, if we weigh a 5-cent coin, this tells us that we're at 2.81 grams. And if we weigh this guy, we're at 2.57, so 2.55. So it's certainly lost some weight, and in my case, you would certainly say that this is just a well-worn coin. There's nothing really going on with it. It's not an error coin, but it's just a well-worn coin, and it's just one that I kept as an example just to show the weight difference between coins. So what other questions? I'll just have a quick little scan here. Do you buy proof coins? Example from Perth Mint, Australia Post, with different designs. Is it worth it to invest in stuff with more of a long-term outlook value? So, well, I do buy some stuff from the Perth Mint. I probably buy a heap more from the Royal Australian Mint because it's our legal currency. Perth Mint have some nice coins. They specialise in bullion, gold and silver and other metals, but I don't buy too much. They do come out with a lot of envelope with coins on them, PNCs, which I think they partnership up with Australia Post. Australia Post sell both Royal Australian Mint product as well as the Perth Mint product, so you can certainly pick up product through them, which is great. Australia Post is great to order stuff from because usually they have free postage, which really works out well. From the Australian Mint, unless you spend over $300, you'll be charged $10 for postage. So just keep that in mind. Where is a good place to sell coins and banknotes? I only know of Downey's, auctions, or eBay. So both those two places will be fine. eBay, there are protections in place, especially if you're buying and selling through PayPal. Certainly Facebook groups do a great job. You can sell for free through these Facebook groups. So, and there are many of Australian Facebook groups who focus on buy, swap, and sell. And you have some great protections in place because a lot of these good Facebook groups will take details from the seller, so they know exactly who the seller is. They usually take a copy of their license and their address, so that if things do go wrong, there is some sort of recourse. So a lot of those trusted sellers can be trusted on Facebook, and certainly you may get some better deals because these sellers do not need to pay the fees that they would pay through eBay and PayPal. So look out for a bargain. Plenty of auctions on those groups. You can compare. It's very interesting to watch different sort of sales on each of the groups, say Facebook versus eBay, and see how things sell. So I think that's about it for today. This video has probably gone long enough, and but certainly if you've got more questions, I'd love to be able to answer them. And if you're on the Facebook group, please put a question up. There are so many people willing to help answer questions, especially for you newbies. There's no bad or stupid questions, so please feel free to ask, and please put a comment, write a question, and I'll certainly do another question and answer style video in the next few weeks. So keep the questions coming. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope I've been able to help out in some ways, and I look forward to putting another video out there for you shortly. Thanks for watching.